What's up, guys? Today's top 5 is games we used to play with each other.
Yeah, they did that.
As we were growing up, or...
growing up in our, 20s?
Growing up in our 20s.
And yes, I'm a douchebag wearing sunglasses inside because I'm sick and tired of being called high because my eyes are red. I'm naturally a fuck and my eyes are red because I'm making videos for you guys. Till like 7 in the morning. It's Friday night, I don't know what I'm gonna do tonight. I could sit here and pick my nose while I watch a brand new video. Whoa. Top 5 Friday tonight.
Number 5, Tekken. Now, he's not a big Tekken guy.
No.
Obviously, I am. But Billy was such a good sport that that was a lot of what we played. So,
well, okay, I would come over. There'd be like 20 people in there playing Tekken. I'm not gonna be like, guys, can we play something else?
Who would you get?
I would get Eddie because I had no skill. So I slammed on the buttons like this, like a gorilla. And, you know, he does all his things, and everyone would get past, but, whoa, he's fucking cheating, man! Man, fuck him, he's using Eddie! And I would be like, hey, that's just the way gameplay and go.
I never complained about him using Eddie because, well, I know how to play against him.
Alright, number 4 is Monkey Ball, and I'm going to actually say Monkey Ball and Monkey Ball 2 because we got both of them. He actually got it. I would come over, I fell in love with this freaking game, and we'd play like all mini games mostly. I think it was Target, Pool, Pocket Pool.
Pocket Pool. The pool was actually really fun.
I like the pool. I think that was one. Yeah, it's definitely one of my favorites. And Target was up there too.
Yeah, we do the story, and of course, when one guy did it, it'd be like, "Hang on, I can do it better. Let me see the controller." But Monkey Ball and GameCube.
Yeah.
So, Monkey Ball for the win. Number 3, baseball. What baseball? It kind of didn't really matter.
Yeah, all of them.
Whatever was out at the time, honestly.
We started on Ken Griffey Jr. Winning Run. Was it winning run 64 or was it 64?
Yes.
Not Winning Run. What's it?
Just Ken Griffey
or
Jr.
Slugfest.
Slugfest, I think, was Super Nintendo.
I don't know. I get them all confused.
Anyways, whichever, the first one on the 64. On that one, we do a lot of home run derby.
Yeah, we'd actually when we were supposed to be putting up, cleaning up after all the customers left at Blockbuster at 12 o'clock at night. We'd sit there and play Ken Griffey. We'd pop the game in. So.
True story. I actually, I don't know if you remember what your furthest home run was. I remember mine.
Oh, 722 or something.
I swear to God, I hit like a 720-foot home run in Tropicana Field on Ken Griffey Jr. baseball, and he was there. He witnessed it, so he can vouch for that.
Yeah, I was like,
but it wasn't just Ken Griffey Jr. It was Triple Play. Remember when Triple Play was kind of the hot game out
on PlayStation?
PlayStation, MLB. Made by 989 Sports. I really liked that one. Even now today, we play the show, so that's something that has continued. There's always gonna be a baseball game, and the show's the best one out right now. So
I grew up like I know a lot of gamers don't like sports, but when I fucking grew up, I was video games, baseball, and football, or in G.I. Joes and shit. That's the stuff. Like I was collecting baseball cards and football cards. My dad got me into all that stuff.
For us, it was baseball cards, basketball cards, but.
All right, now for number 2, we have another sports game, and that is Madden. I started personally on the Super Nintendo days, Madden like 94, 95, and it just every year moved on up. I don't play it as much anymore, if at all. I think it's been like 4 or 5 years since I even touched a Madden game. Back in the early 2000s, we'd get into fights over Madden.
Yeah, I actually personally started playing Madden. I didn't like Madden until PlayStation 2, 2000, the first one that came out then. After that, it was like, wow, there's no other football game. But we would, this is how deep we got into Madden, okay? We would take and we would create characters and create teams, and we had a couple of different things that we would do. One, we'd usually, we'd play a game. Anytime we played, it wasn't just one game, okay, go home. No, it was like 3, 4, 5, 6, 10 games. And we would always do one with regular rosters, default rosters. And then we would always do one where we created 5 guys on offense and 5 guys on defense. So you kind of had a super team, but you had to be picky and choosy about who you were going to create. Usually we created a running back. Usually we created a quarterback, a wide receiver. Then you got 2 more offensive positions at that point, linemen or something like that to help protect. And on defense, it was kind of the same. You made a linebacker, you made a lineman or 2, you made a cornerback or whatever. And then we would make, like no bullshit, we would sit there and come up with names, come up with shit these people wore. We would make our own teams, our team colors, our team names, all that stuff.
We sit there for hours just messing with the uniforms.
Hours, right.
Now, do I want this shade of blue or this shade of blue?
Exactly. And, another thing we did, though, on top of the teams that had 5 on offense, 5 on defense, we would make a full 52-man roster. So we actually had come up with 52 different names to fill our rosters. And essentially, you maxed everyone's stats. And that was kind of the fun about it, whether it was the 5 on each side of the ball or the complete rosters, you had complete max stats. So, but it's at that point, you're playing super teams, basically.
My quarterback was Billy Ballistic.
Billy Ballistic was his quarterback. You know who I used? So fucking stupid. I used, Lance Harbor. That was Paul Walker's name in Varsity Blues. That's what I used as my starting quarterback.
Yeah, and a lot of these, especially with the Madden, it wasn't just us. It was
we had
like a group of people.
Of
we had other friends, and it would almost be like our own league going. Not officially a league, but it's how deep we got into it. And as you'll see, it's kind of that same way with the next game.
Madden. Number 1, wrestling. It started for us on the 64 days. It started with WCW, World Tour, Revenge, and it carried into the WWE games, No Mercy, WrestleMania 2000. Even to this day, we still get the 2K, which that's starting to slow down because their creative wrestler options are shit. And that was the thing. We would do the creative wrestler. Look how bright the screen is. What the fuck?
Son of a bitch!
So we would take and we would record, or we're creative wrestlers, and that was the biggest thing for us, the creative wrestler options. And since nowadays in the 2K series, they've dumbed it down a whole lot, at least as far as 2015 goes. I haven't gotten 16 yet. It's just not as fun. So some of the guys would create.
I would create a Sivo Mortis was my cruiserweight. I don't know. Yeah, no,
well, that's what we would do.
We would create
ourselves, different classes. Always created ourselves. And we always made ourselves look as realistic as we could, down to what we wore. I remember back in the 64 days, if you would have put on one of our wrestling games, I for sure would have had a pair of jeans, a white wife beater, and a blue cap on as my default.
I hated it so much. Like
what I wore, though.
The way he looked in the game made me want me to beat him so much more. And we would get so into this. We would actually, I think at one point we created a belt, an actual physical belt. That we could wear, then whoever was the champion. And also we'd have a commissioner. And the commissioner would appoint matches and sanction matches. And if a match took place and the commissioner didn't sanction it, then it may not have, held its weight. Yeah,
like if a championship match happened and belts changed hands or something like that, it may not have officially counted because it wasn't sanctioned by the commissioner. Yeah, we were lame. Who gives a shit? That's what we did. And we would even have matches. Be like, okay, if I beat you in this match, then I'm the commissioner.
Yeah,
now. It was fun.
It was me, Dodongo, and after our other friend Mikey double crossed Jay.
He double crossed me.
We formed the BWO, the Billy World Order.
Yeah, idiots. So okay, we'll get to that match and then we'll wrap it up. But basically, it was a 2-on-2 match, and they had gotten to Mikey, who was in my stable, and he was supposed to turn on me in the middle of the match. Well,
unbeknownst to you.
Yeah, and I didn't know. These morons, so stupid. If you start a 2-on-2 tag match, you can't just have a guy in the middle of the match say, "Fuck my partner, I'm going to start kicking his ass now." So he turned on me, so to speak. And it didn't do any good because he couldn't damage me, and he just basically got in the way.
No, it wasn't a tag. It was a 2-on-1. So it was me. You were so confident, because I was like, I'll kick your ass, and become commissioner. And you're like, it's 2-on-1 because you had Mikey.
That's what it was. It was a 2-on-1. I had Mikey.
And I was like, Mikey, turn on him. Because if you turn on him, I'll become commissioner and I'll hook you up.
So, like, right in the middle of the match, he's like, now. And I'm like, now? What are you talking about? And Mikey starts screaming, I can't hit him. I can't hit him.
What's funny about that is that I didn't do it right away. I waited till like 5 minutes into the match because I wanted to make you think you were winning.
Which I was.
Like a real wrestling match, you know, to kind of like put a ruse over the audience and shit. But there's no audience. It's just us three.
You know, the funny thing is, though, like, it's like you're letting me basically put the screws to you, okay? So then you're like, okay, now, and he can't turn on me, so I'm still max health, and your guy's beat down a little bit, and Mikey's just sitting there trying to do anything he can to damage me, but it can't happen because we were teammates. It's a 2-on-1. So backfire, fail. I
the only thing that he could do was like whenever I got hit and laid on the ground, then Mikey would be the one to come pick me up, but not put a move on me. Just pick me up so I could regain my composure. Yeah, it was kind of fucked.
That's just that's this week's top 5. Thanks for tuning in. As always, put top 5 recommendations down in the comments. If I like it, I'll make a video.
No. We played a bunch of other, well, actually. So, yeah, of course, there's tons of other games that we played co-op and against each other and all that stuff. But these are like the main ones that we obsessed over. This is the months and months and months of this particular.
Years of just ongoing feuds and battles and just
like there was like 2 years straight where it would move from baseball to Madden to wrestling to baseball to, and then it would just.
Pretty much. So, thanks for watching, guys.